Today we're going on a road trip. We're going to go check out Interstate I-11. You've maybe not heard of it. It's called I-11. Some people call it the NAFTA highway or the New World Order highway. Basically what they wanted to do, they want highways that go all the way from Canada down into Mexico. Here we are. Now we're leaving Las Vegas. This is leaving Las Vegas and Henderson. We're heading towards Boulder City. Now we're going to turn in here. This is going to be the first turn in. As you can see up there, look at the tank. See where it says I-11? That's what this project is all about. That's what we're going to be talking about today, I-11. We want to get on it. This is the early stages. Now Fisher Industries, they're a big contractor out there on the site. You've also got Las Vegas Paving. There's a few contractors, and of course you got NDOT, Nevada Dot, NDOT. The strange thing about this construction site, as you can see here, this is I-11. This project cost $318 million. Now again, we're leaving that. This is called phase one. This is phase one. Believe it or not, this is only like a 15-mile section. This is what we call, this section is going to bypass Boulder City. So as you can see right now we're coming up, we left Henderson, we left Las Vegas, we left Henderson, and now we're heading towards Boulder City. Now, if you look to the right, that's going to be I-11. Right there where the trucks are, that's where I-11 is going to be. Right there. They're working on it. Right where you see the white truck, that's the Nevada dot and NDOT truck. That's where I-11 is going to be. It's going to completely bypass Boulder City. Now, right now we're coming up on the Railroad Pass Casino. Will be on the left. You won't be able to see it. But I'm just trying to show you pictures of the construction over there. This is just beginning. They've been working on this, believe it or not, now for a year. What you see over there, this is the result of over a year's worth of work. Again, right here, we're going to be passing Railroad Pass Casino. This is right before you get to Boulder City. As you can see, there's going to be, I think there's going to be like 9 bridges in this little section. This is called phase one, and I think when they go past Boulder City, it'll be phase two. But you can see right here, there's going to be like 9 bridges in this I-11 project. And again, this is only a 15-mile section, okay? And this 15-mile section is going to bypass Boulder City. Now the road we're on right now is a combination of the Highway 93, Highway 95, okay? So that's how, when you leave Las Vegas and you're heading to Boulder City, you're on 93, 95. Now right up here, 95, you turn right to go to 95, takes you down to Laughlin, and then you go straight, 93 takes you through Boulder City, and then out to towards Kingman, Arizona. Now right here I want to stop. I want to show you this sign. This sign's very interesting. Okay, I want to try to say this as quick as possible, even though this is a very important detail. How are they going to fund this $318 million project? Remember I said that this bypass, this I-11 bypass highway that's going to go around Boulder City cost $318 million. Now, they're going to do it through federal funds. The federal government's going to chip in, but they're also going to do it with this right here. This is a new tax only in Clark County. Remember, Clark County is in the Las Vegas, Nevada area. This tax is called the Fuel Indexing Revenue Tax. It started off at about 3 cents per gallon of gas you bought. Now it's up closer to 10 cents a gallon. So for every gallon of gas you buy in Las Vegas area, Clark County, there's approximately about 10 cents extra added to that gallon of gasoline. That's what's helping to pay for this project. We cannot leave the funding out of the conversation. Now remember, this fuel indexing revenue tax is going to be the smaller percentage of the funding. The federal government will be putting in probably the majority of the funding. Now let's look at it from a perched up view high above. That's the highway coming from Las Vegas and Henderson right there. That's the highway. All those trucks are heading to Boulder City, or they're going to make a right right here. You see that road? That's 95. Right there, it's 95 heading to Laughlin. So most of these cars you see are heading to Boulder City. See, that's the only way to go to Kingman or Phoenix, is to go right through Boulder City. That's what this whole project is about. This highway is going to go right around Boulder City, and it's going to be right there. It's going to be right there. It's going to go through the eventually to the left. It'll go through the mountains. Again, we'll look at it again. That's the road coming from Las Vegas, and that's 95 going to Laughlin. Now, this whole area down, we'll get a close-up later, but the highways, and that's going to Boulder City. This I-11 is going to completely bypass Boulder City. It's going to cost $318 million. It'll be done in late 2018. Okay, from the last overall picture we were just looking at, now we're down closer to ground level where they're actually doing some work. As you can see here, there are lots and lots of trucks hauling the dirt around. Now this is the area, see right there, if you see that, that's going to be I-11 right there. Remember, everything I'm showing you in this video is just a 15-mile project around Boulder City. It is going to be called I-11, okay? That's towards Las Vegas. I'm pointing that direction. That's towards Las Vegas and Henderson. And of course, this is going to be the I-11. That'll be I-11 right there. And it's going to bypass Boulder City. But remember, I-11 is going to be this big new world order type highway. It's going to eventually, if they can ever find the money to get the job done, it's going to go from Canada down into Mexico. Now here we got some of the workers getting the job done. Even though it was windy today, they still were out there working in the wind. Now that was kind of surprising to me that these guys would be working today. The winds were 30, 40 mile per hour gusts today, and I was told that on windy days they're going to shut the project down because there's a lot of asbestos out here on this project. That's something that you may not know about if you're from back east or you're from another area. A lot of this desert ground, when they tear into it, it's got a natural asbestos in it. You know, that cancer-causing dust or chemical, whatever, asbestos. It's all through the ground. So that's why they have these air quality monitors all over the place. Now, I tried to get a picture of them, but they wouldn't show it to me. They were very secretive. There's one thing about this whole project, very, very secretive. I asked many of the contractors, you know, can you show me the air quality monitoring? Oh, no. You got to go through NDOT. Oh, they must have told me like 100 times. Oh, you got to go through NDOT. You got to go through NDOT. I really got sick and tired of hearing that. I think all I really wanted to do was take a picture of the air quality monitors, what you're supposed to check every day. Again, it checks the amount of asbestos that's in the air, and on windy days, they're not even supposed to be working. And as I can tell you today that the gusts were up to 30, 40 miles per hour winds. But enough of that. This is about the I-11 project. Right here to the right is where the road I-11 is going to go right through here to the right. You see that mound of dirt? This is probably going to be a bridge. There's going to be a bridge right here. As you can notice, there's going to be a overpass bridge that will go over 95. We're on 95 right here. So I-11, Interstate 11 will go right over top of this road, which is 95, and right to the right here is where it's going to be. This is going to be I-11 right there. Okay, why don't I show you a few more angles at this, and then we'll close this video up. Now right there, that's the road being built. We're looking at it from a distance. And in about 30 seconds, you're going to get a close-up of that area down there. But let's go over, again, this whole video is about I-11. Eventually, it could take 10, 20 years, believe it or not, to complete the whole I-11 all the way from Canada down to Mexico. That could take decades, 10, 20 years. What I'm showing you today is just a 15-mile section that's going to go around Boulder City. And again, this 15-mile section is going to cost $318 million. That's approximately $21 million per mile. So what you're looking at right here, you see this mile right here? This mile of area they're working on right now, that's about a mile area. That's cost $21 million. Now, part of the reason why it costs $21 million to build a mile of this highway is that for every worker out there, a regular construction worker, they're going to have maybe 2 NDOT workers. Now, if you know what NDOT worker is, in the beginning of the video you saw a person in an NDOT truck. That's Nevada Department of Transportation. Now, these guys don't really get their hands dirty per se. They drive around in a truck, make sure everything's done, all the regulations and the red tape is followed. So what I'm trying to say is, there may be like 50 construction workers out here, but there will be, for every 50 construction workers, there's going to be 110 NDOT workers. So I think that is very, very important when we're having a conversation of why this stretch of dirt here, this 1 mile stretch of dirt that they're working on, cost the taxpayers $21 million. Now that's per mile, remember, per mile. Now remember I said NDOT. Now there's the NDOT workers. They drive around in these trucks. They're air conditioning. And they basically, their job is just to make sure the construction workers follow the rules. And some of those rules would be like on a windy day like today, you're not supposed to be working on a windy day because the asbestos would be flying everywhere. So I'm not really sure the NDOT workers were really on their toes today because, like I said, 30, 40 mile per hour winds out here today, still working. Asbestos flying everywhere. I mean, but that's government contract work for you. Now let's get back to that $21 million per mile price tag, because you're probably wondering, what will this whole highway, this I-11 interstate, what will the total cost be from Canada down into Mexico? Well, I'm going to give you a little hint. It's going to be huge, just think about it. 1,200 miles. 1,200 miles from Canada to Mexico. If you times 1,200 times 21 million, you're up over $50 billion. We're talking ballpark figures here. And in 10, 20 years from now, remember, it'll take 10, 20 years it'll take over 20 years to finish this project. That price tag of $21 million per mile, that will go up. So when I say this project, this I-11 project is going to cost $50 to $60 billion over 20 years, that's a really low estimate. It's probably going to be a lot more. So let's hope that the Federal Reserve note holds up. Let's hope that the world keeps on accepting our Federal Reserve notes, and you know what? Maybe we'll have a Interstate I-11 built and ready to go from Canada to Mexico in approximately 20-25 years.